Welcome to the Room of Truth. I am Queen Daru, and today's reading is going to be about events in the world. There appear to have been a lot of changes, and so today, whilst I'm shuffling the cards, give me a moment, I'm thinking about what may or may not happen, or what the cards are showing us for the next 3 to 6 months. Okay. Now, before I get started, I have a tendency to forget to say the most important things, which are, if you like my channel, please kindly like and show your support that way, or subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and that's many of you, by the way. I get a lot of views, but I need more of you to subscribe. If you could kindly do so, that makes sure that you won't miss any of my future readings online. Also, if you'd like to share, that's good, and comments below. So, permettez-moi de me présenter, je suis Queen Daru, la reine d'or, sono la regina d'oro, the queen of gold, one of my favorite things, gold, hence being surrounded by it. Okay, so let's start. First card. Right, let's pop that there. First card I have picked up. I will be looking at these all together as the reading progresses. But the first card I've got is the Devil. And normally what this means is, with regard to the world, it would be to do with obsession. It would be something or some events that are going on and on and on. People are becoming focused with it to the point where that's all they can think about. So it can also be temptations. So the temptations, if we were looking at this politically, it could be a politician is looking solely at what he is aiming to achieve when he wants to be voted in somewhere. If the elections are coming up anywhere near you, and if this were a politician, it would be saying, look, there are addictions, obsessions, and they will be completely focused on things. It doesn't necessarily mean temptations on the sexual level, although it can mean that too, but I'm talking solely about world events right now. So the first card we've got is the Devil. Let's see what else comes up. All right, our next card is 8 of Cups. This means a retreat, taking back, taking stock of what you've got, possibly abandoning an idea of going forward with whatever that was, and also it means like turning your back on things that are there, things aren't working, and there's a possibility or a sense of an abandonment. So it could mean that a project were abandoned, gone so far with this and it's not going to work, so therefore retreat and stop right there. Okay, if this were to do with any wars, that could be a sign of that war coming to an end. Next card, the Lovers. Now the Lovers, if we're looking at this politically, or if we're looking at world events, the Lovers would equate with harmony, joining of two, coming back together. It would be alliances. It would be people of like mind coming together to create a positive outcome. So it becomes a win-win situation. So if this were related to somebody that was in politics, it would mean that perhaps they had won their particular challenge that they were going for, that particular seat they were hoping to be elected into. And if it were to do with a war, then it would mean that two countries that perhaps were not getting on so well before could actually come together and create an alliance for peace. Right, next card. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is normally, I'm hoping so you can see it. Oh. Page of Pentacles. It means that there's new information coming, new news, news. So it's news of money coming, it's a new job, it's to do with working together on a financial level. So if this were to do with a political person, then this would mean that they would possibly get funding to help them with their campaign to move forward. And if this were to do with a war or a situation between countries, then it would mean that they would perhaps work together. One country would be paying another country reparation for doing various things, and also compensation to those people, and it would be a time of rebuilding and restructuring. Next card. Okay, so let's pop it down here. The Star. The Star is about inner clarity, hopes, and it's about being in the spotlight. So if this person is a politician and this is to do with politics, then it would mean that this person has a much higher profile in the news as they start moving forward with their political aims and ambitions. So they'd be gaining more notoriety and more people from being covered in the news. And if this were to do with a country, it would mean that that country is now in the spotlight. People would be dissecting everything that had happened. They would be looking at what the causes were, what the outcomes were, who the winners and the losers were. In a war, nobody really wins because they're always somebody's mother, father, brother, sister, you know, whatever relative you insert there. People that die, there are losses on both sides, so nobody wins in a war. It's never a good thing. Okay, so the next card, let's pop it over there. Next card is the Two of Swords. And this means that there would be compromises on both sides. Right, let me move out of the light so you can see that. Compromises on both sides. It means there's a decision, there's a way. There are two paths to take, and it's a choice of decisions. You see that justice, this always reminds me of justice, because it's like justice, she's blindfolded, doesn't know which way to go. It could be a balance, it could be I've just got myself stuck with my cardigan. It could be a balance. Sorry, this was supposed to be a serious reading. Okay, good, caught it. My sequins got stuck together. I love shiny and sparkly, but it's not easy to wear. Okay, so the next card, let's take this one out and I'll put it there with the others. I'm trying to put them in a line in front of me. Next card is the Moon. Now the Moon says that there are unforeseen problems. There we are, the Moon. Unforeseen problems, voluntary changes. But it also means that sometimes people are going for the unseen. How can I describe that in a better way? The people are going for an unseen. In this case, it could be the unseen, illusions, that would be a good word. It shows two dogs baying at the moon. Now we know that the moon is something that is tied to the intuition, it's tied to inside, it's tied to the darker side, because we've got the light, which is supposedly the sun, and then we've got the dark, which is the moon, and the light that comes from the moon is reflected from the sun, as we know. However, on a symbolic edge, it's normally meaning that there's the illusion of light, there's an illusion of the sun via the moon, and the dogs are baying to the moon, and it's about warning against illusions and following the wrong path as well. So altogether, there could be some good news coming, but it's got some warnings out there. If this were to do with a personal relationship, maybe you're coming for a reading today and you're saying what's happening in my life, it would say that somebody possibly could be coming into your life right now. They will create a lot of temptation for you, a lot of addiction, a lot of obsession, a lot of rising passions in you, and it could lead to a lover situation, a very addictive, all-in, passionate affair. But ultimately, you're going to have this sense of retreat from the relationship that you're already in, if you are in a relationship, and this person may feel a sense of abandonment because you are not giving them the attention that they had before. News of a new job coming, money coming, There could be inner clarity, are you going in the right direction? Do you feel like you're going in the right direction? That's following the star, following your dreams. Going back to the Two of Swords, looking at the cards now, it means you would come to a decision where you have to decide, was the person that you were with, they worth staying with? Is the person that you are with now, are they the person that's worth going forward with? And on that one, the final card being the Moon says, beware of illusions. Make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, because there are going to be unforeseen problems in that the decision that you move forward, whichever way you go, whatever the decisions are. If you have been found out from the temptation and you're already in an existing relationship and you move on, then the problems could be arising. However, if you're in a relationship and the relationship's going really well, you might find yourself discovering something new that revitalizes your existing stuck in a rut relationship. So if I were with you in person, I would be able to gauge better what sort of thing we would be chatting a little bit before, and then I would ask you, what sort of a reading would you like? I'd ask you to think about your current circumstances whilst you're shuffling the cards, and then I would tell you the reading. You don't tell me what your question is whilst you're shuffling them. I tell you the reading with all areas, whether it's love, money, work, relationships, and events around you, and then you tell me whether I answered your question. So I hope that I answered your question today. You take care, and bye for now.